様だ。私の世界ようこそ。どれでも。私の世界ようこそ。どれでも。私の世界ようこそ。どれでも。私の世界ようこそ。Hello everybody! Hi! It's Wemiko! Nice to meet you guys again. It's been forever since our last meeting. It's been 2,000 years. I know it's been 2 weeks, but that's like 2,000 years to me. Everybody! Hello, I know you've missed me a lot. Hello, I know you have missed me a lot. And I have missed you a lot too. Nice to see you guys. Nice to see you. Hey. Welcome to episode 3 of Weeb with Wemiko! www. Triple Weeb! Wowie! Isn't that better? Hicka! I hope you guys will be having a great time with me, though I have very sad stories today. Weeb with Wemiko will not continue for 2 weeks until the 3rd week of October. However, with the amount of information and recommendation I have given you, all of these animation will suffice you for another 2 whole weeks. And I will return with more things to talk about. Thank you so much for that. Super chat, arigato. Kawaii little Wemiko. Yeah, I am so cute. I am so cute. I'm thinking of doing a anime take again because I don't know, it's always nice to hear your opinions on anime. I hope you don't give me random takes, okay? Gotta be good takes. And maybe we'll talk about it. And have some fun. New fall season anime starting now. I did a review on fall season anime. If you like, you can go and check it out. We all know how adorable you are. I have a lot of different things planned for different episodes, so we're gonna have some fun. I know there's a lot of recommendations. I probably will take a break from doing recommendations, doing more talking. We could do some rankings. We could talk more in depth about some anime. We could do so much more. Hey, but today we're gonna talk about Chinese animation. I did a stream earlier of Chinese animation, but those are 2Ds. We're gonna talk about 3Ds. Is this enough for you to buy candy? Thank you for the $2. I probably can buy candy for $2, but thank you so much. And so we're gonna talk about Chinese anime. I'm gonna like go through a little bit of a class today. I am going to be your sensei for today. I'm gonna teach you some terms that I'm talking about. And you might be thinking, let me go. It's 3D. How good can 3D go? Oh, only cultured ones like 3D. You don't know anything about Chinese anime? Oh, you gotta look at my old stream then. You gotta look at my previous stream where I talk about Chinese anime and I recommend you really, really good ones that you should totally check out. They're in 2D. Really good, really underrated. You should really check them out. But today, we're going to talk about 3D anime. But before I begin, Chinese anime is a little confusing because there's a lot of terms that one might not understand. So I compiled some of the most basic and most used tags and terms and terminology that I want to go through with you today. There's a lot of terms, and you might be very daring for a first-time watcher, but no worries. With Sensei Wemiko around, you got no problem learning all these terms. Let me just... So yeah. So, as I said before, Chinese anime is called Donghua because it refers to the adaptation of Chinese manhwa, which is like Japanese. You have Japanese manga, Korean manhwa, and Chinese manhwa. So, it's 3 different things, but they're all mangoes. One would call them a mango. And most of the Chinese stuff is very heavily connected to Chinese culture with fantasies and stuff. It's a really different genre if you think about it. And most of these stories have very similar arching point. You realize as you watch through a lot of these stories, you realize that, hey, they're pretty similar, but it's either you're overpowered and you go through adventures, fighting friends, meeting friends, fighting evil people, or you are super underpowered. You start from zero, and then you train, and you fight evil enemies. You make friends, and then you become a hero. And you realize that a lot of these plots are very overarching. It's kind of like isekai, you know? There's a lot of isekai animes out there, but different isekai anime has different plots and different scenes that makes them just a little bit different from everything else. So there's always folks for different strokes. There's no romance. There is, but there is romance in a lot of these Chinese 3Ds. I've sent you a few of 2D romances. That's in my previous stream. If you want to know, please check it out. Over there, I talk a lot about different genres. You have fighting, you have action, you have isekai, you have romance, you have comedy, and there's some that you probably know, but you didn't realize it's actually Chinese. You thought it's Japanese, but no, it's actually Chinese. So do give that stream and check it out. And over here, we have a lot of... Most of these 3D are battle scenes, because it's very heavily on Chinese cultures and stuff, you know? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about some terms you don't really know. 3D Chinese Donghua is very heavily on Chinese cultures. We have like 3 overarching genres that they're mostly from. You can find 3D romance, but that's not really the main point of why people read Donghua. People read Donghua because they want the action, they want the fighting, they want the battle. You know, they want all of that. But sometimes terms can be confusing when you don't really understand them. So, Sensei Wemiko has condensed them to the most condensed as possible for you to understand them. So, there's this main thing called cultivation. Cultivation is just like leveling up in an MMO. It's kind of like when you read when you watch an anime or you read a manga, and people go through different rankings, then they evolve. They level up and then they evolve, and it's almost the same thing. Cultivation means to expand one's lifespan through practicing martial arts. They have one thing, cultivating qi. So, in Chinese culture, qi is like life. QI. Qi is like the life force, you know? It's like chakra in Naruto. Something like that. And you cultivate that thing, and when you cultivate it, you can become immortal and you can become powerful. So there are many ways to cultivate qi. You can either do breathing exercises. You can meditate. A lot of people spend hours, years, months, eternity, millions of years, thousands of years meditating so they can master techniques. It's like playing a video game inside your head. You're unlocking several... You know how in Naruto you have like meridian points and chakra points that you have to go through your different... Unlock your different chakra points to become more powerful and to unlock a new level. You know, like unlock how many chakra points. That is qi circulation. So we have meridian points, like blood vessels, channels in our blood that has qi, and you have to unlock those points or increase the efficiency of those points, and then you can become more powerful. You can level up. You can become more powerful. You can live forever, and stuff like that. You know. And there's something called a qi deviation. In Chinese, we call it 走火入魔, which is kind of like sometimes when people are unlocking their chakra. I'm trying to use Naruto to make it really simple for you guys. And sometimes when you're trying to unlock chakra and you unlock the wrong point, it becomes dangerous and then you cause damage to your body. So you really need a lot of focus. And sometimes your emotions can hinder your mental barrier when you're trying to meditate. And these things are called the Xingmo, which are like heart demons. They're like internal demons who would attack you when you're trying to meditate. They're trying to stop you from meditating. And then sometimes one might lose their ability to have magical powers. Sometimes one might regress back to their original state. You know? Like a lot of things can happen. So you really have to focus and meditate. That makes so much sense. Exactly! Exactly. Just think of chi as chakra points in Naruto. Sometimes you may focus on the wrong chakra points, or you missed out on one, or you know, you're not focusing because you're thinking about, I don't know, the fact that like if you're Naruto or something, you think about like how your dad died and your mom died and you have nobody and you're all alone, and then you're trying to meditate your chakra points, but you keep failing because all you can think about is how useless you are, and then the thoughts in your head becomes demons that attack you and prevents you from unlocking your chakra points, and then you go crazy and then you lose the ability to do jutsus. That's the most simplest thing that I can explain. Yeah. And you know, there are different types of cultivators. We call them cultivators. Like 修行者, we call them, because 修行 is cultivation. So if you are a cultivator, you can do magic, you can do martial arts. We know that your goal is to become an immortal. Your goal at the end of the day is to make sure that you live a very long life. That's the main goal of a cultivator, is to become immortal. And that goes underneath 仙侠, which is what you call immortal heroes. So protagonist wants to be immortal, wants to be strongest, and they have magical power. There's magical creatures, there's magical gods, there's people who ride swords, there's magic, there's demons, there's gods, there's immortals. You know, there's a lot of magical fantasy going on. So that's like 仙侠. And then you have 武侠, which is martial arts. Very straightforward. Heroes fighting evil. Martial artist. Chivalry, honor, loyalty. The protagonist is a good guy who wants to fight evil, corrupted people. Normally there's no gods, no magic. Purely kung fu, martial arts, stuff like that. And then you have Xuanhuan. Xuanhuan is a little bit different because Xuanhuan is not strictly tied to Chinese culture. So you can have Western influences. We call it like mysteriously fantasy. There's like different magical systems. It does not heavily focus on Chinese mythology or like Taoism or Chinese culture. It's more like a Western kind of thing. You know, like they could put like an RPG screen, or like you can have like Japanese cultures. That we call Xuanhuan. So like TLDR, 武侠 is martial art, uses kung fu, chivalry, I'm a hero. 仙侠 is like, I wanna be immortal, I have spells. The world is divided into 6 kingdoms: human being, ghost world, immortals, immortal world. There's gods, there's demons, there's goblins, there's ghosts, devils, yada yada yada. Fantasy. And then you have Shenhuan, which is more like westernized stuff. Stuff that is not really in Chinese culture. Like different kinds of things. So that's like the 3 main genres of Donghua. And basically all the Chinese animation you're going to watch is very like have these 3. So if you're ever confused, you can come back to the stream and you can also ask me. I try to make it as simple as possible. As simple as possible. Because once you know these, reading anything is so easy. And I know a lot of you guys like reading Korean manhwas where, you know, the protagonist gets stronger, he goes into dungeons, he goes from like weak to strong, he fights a lot of fighting, a lot of battling. Chinese manhwa has the same thing. It's just sometimes the concept is just a little bit hard to understand. But unlike Korean manhwas, their concept is the same. So once you know this, you don't have to learn anything new, and you'll be able to understand most of the things. And then you realize, hey, Chinese manhwa is pretty amazing. Yeah. Then we're gonna talk about the majority of the realms you're going to find. Majority of these Chinese shows have 3 realms. We call them Sanjie, which is heaven. So heaven works very different from what you guys know, from what you guys understand. In you know, if you look at the Bible, in heaven there is God, there is Jesus, there is angels. But in Chinese culture, heaven is more like a bureaucracy. There is a person named the Jade Emperor, and he is the head of the celestial court. Kind of like Olympus with the Greek gods. He is the one that governs the entire heaven. He governs every single immortal there is. And, you know, in heaven, there's like, he has assistants and assistants. For example, this one assistant, he writes the fate of humans in his books. He's able to see the fate of a human in his book. Then you have like another guy who does this and does that. And then we have the mortal realm, which is, we call them Remilia, which is the human world. And then we have the earth, which has Diyu, and also have like netherworld. And in the underworld, it's like a whole bureaucracy, like Japanese hell. You have Enma. Chinese also have something similar. It's also a bureaucracy. There's like the ghost world, where all the ghosts hang out. And there's like a party. And there's like ghost currency too. There's like one person who take care of the ghost things. Yada yada yada. There's like a lot of different things. Yeah. It's pretty interesting once you learn about it. There's really nice Chinese movies like the White Snake. You can find it on Netflix, the White Snake. You can find Naja. And I think because a lot of you guys play Wukong, and Wukong is based on Journey to the West, and Journey to the West has a lot of... There's a lot talking about these kind of things. The mortal world, the earth world, the realm, the 3 realms, different worlds, different battle, different fantasies. They also encompass some of these, you know, this is like the basic textbook base. And then people take it and then they put whatever they like. And I know a lot of you guys get interested and they're like, wow, this is something I've never seen before. So I'm really happy to share what I like, you know? Personally, which one is your favorite? I don't have a favorite. I like all of them. I don't discriminate. I like every one of them. I'm a true weeb. I think different genre has different things. I like all of them. I like all genres. I like everything. Cause I'm pretty based. Next up, we have something called the 5 elements, and this is basically like magic. You know, like the Avatar? In Avatar, you have water, fire, earth, air. And we have 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, water. And these encompass everything in the universe. They have a cycle, they have symbolic meanings. Kind of like Western's 4 elements. And now here comes a little bit confusing terms. So, we have something called... You might not understand, but... We have something called Jianghu, which you guys might get confused when I say Jianghu. It's like, what the heck is that? It means a martial world, or we call it the underground world of martial arts, where people say like, it's a society. Jianghu is basically a society. You see this term everywhere. It's a society, usually a society of bad people. There's like martial artists, gangsters, thieves, beggars, prostitutes, entertainers. It's like a place where there's not it's a place that is not governed by law. So you can basically do anything you want. That's Jianghu. Like, it's that world where there's no law. It's a lawless place. Only the strong survives. Stuff like that. And now we have something called a sect. So a sect is basically an organization to practice cultivation. You can have a sect, you can have like a school inside. It's like an associate, like a dojo. You have schools, you have people living there, and you can choose if you want to study like the sword sect or the magic sect or the I don't know, it's kind of like different kinds of school for different, like the knight school. You go study to become a knight, and then you live there, and then you learn about it, you go to their school, kind of like that. It's like different schools for different kinds. And then normally these sects have like ranking. You're like the #1 sect in this universe, or like they have fights. They go for a competition. Like, my sect is better than your sect, and then it's kind of like that. Like, they fight each other, and in the sect there's like an elderly council. It's like a very well organization. Very well organization. Yeah, and then a Xia is called a hero, like a righteous hero. You see a lot of these terms. We have something called Ulin, which I didn't put here, but basically it's like martial force. Basically, it means like Ulin is kind of like an alliance formed by a different sect to uphold justice. You have like the orthodox factions and the unorthodox factions. The religious faction and the evil faction. Factions are like sects. Like, that's the easy way I can tell you. Like sect. What's the pronunciation? It's Ulin. Ulin. Yeah, it's called Ulin. I'm sorry, it might be hard for you guys. The pronunciation might be a little bit hard. Yeah, but it's Ulin. Sect is like a way of life, is where you were born, and you're born to do this, and then there's an organization. It's like a very big thing. It's okay, take your time. So now let's talk a little bit about like alchemy. let's talk a little bit about alchemy. If you know cultivation, you fear that there's more than cultivation. You don't just meditate. We have something called the alchemy. And in the alchemy, people take animal parts, blood, medicinal plants, and think of it as like crafting something inside a cauldron. We use it to produce medicinal pills and elixir like EX. Think of it as like a cauldron, a crafting table to make EXP boost, mana boosting potion, EXP boosting potion, endurance boosting potion, defense boosting potions. What kind of animals? Any kinds of animals. Because, you know, in the cultivation world, there's different kinds of animals. There's spirit animals, there's demon animals, you know, like demon dogs, a unicorn, a saber fang tiger, all sorts of animals. Magical beast. Yeah, and normally people would use them. There's also like spiritual plants. We call them ling tao, which are like spirit grasses. And if you eat these spirit grasses, you can increase your EXP. Dragons? Yeah, dragons. Anything you want to think about there is. It's magical after all. And you realize that they use very... You know how in Japanese anime, it's either you're like a katana user, or you're an axe user, or you use magic, or you're an archer, or you're a shielder. Stuff like that. But in Chinese, there's way more. We have something called magical items. We call them fa bao, fa qi, ling qi, which are like an item that has magic. You know, magic items. No guns? Guns could be in magical treasures too. You could have a gun that can shoot fireballs, and that is considered magic treasures. And we have spirit stones. Spirit stones can be used to increase your EXP. You can use it. Normally, people will use spirit stones as currency because some cultivators need it, and you know they use it as trade and stuff like that. And we have flying swords, Fei Jian, which are magical flying swords. You know, you see all those cool cultivators who stand on top of their swords? Yeah, they're normally from the sword sect though, where they learn how to attack and fly with the sword. The sword is their body. They live and die by the sword. Like a samurai, technically. And we have talismans. Talisman is what we use to seal things. You know, like an omyoji? Same thing. It's like an omyoji. And then we have hidden weapons, which are like ninjas. They have hidden weapons all over their body. Yeah, live by the sword, fly by the sword, die by the sword, eat by the sword. Like everything they do. Omyoji, kind of a protection. It can be protection, it can be sealing, it can be attacking, anything you want. Just think of it like an omyoji. Sleeve knives? Yeah, sleeve knives could be hidden weapons. So these are most of the information about the general terminology. There's way more, but I don't want to overload your brain. So I just compiled the simplest and the most basic ones I can find. So Donghua utilizes 3D computer, like 3D like 3D CGI. It's always CGI. While anime that you are used to have more like a traditional animation style, Donghua is mostly 3D. There's some that are in 2D that are recommended, but there are also ones that are in... Majority is in 3D, and the ones in 3D are mostly battle kinds. You'll find that most of the stuff I recommend are kind of similar to each other. It's either the protagonist is a strong guy who goes through for revenge, goes through their family. And also racism in these shows are pretty obvious. They don't really like each other. If you're like a half-blood, you don't deserve to be here. If you're like they hate like half-bloods. If you're like half-bloods, you're not here. And if you're like not from this sect, I don't like you. Be gone. And then if you're poor, I don't like you too. Be gone. And if you're like from a different... I don't know how to explain it. If you're like half-breed, they hate you. They hate you because you're half-breed. And normally half-breed, people will get shunned away. Like a half-blood. You know, like half-blood. Or like when you're in the sect and, you know, your mom belongs to the sect, but your dad is like some random dude. And they're like, no! Bully! Yeah, it's pretty normal. It's like pretty normal. Yeah, discrimination is a lot. Like, the weak will get bullied. The half-blood will get bullied. You know, kind of a thing. Just like, that's very harsh. I don't know. It's like pretty normal. Anime has it too, though. Anime has it too. You know, like the typical, if you're like a half-blood, nobody really likes you because you're not a pure breed. You know, kind of a thing. But the MC always proves them wrong and then, you know, rise to the top. Yeah, pretty normal. No, some of them are revenge, some of them are not revenge. Depends on the storyline, like I said, depends on the storyline. But it's pretty normal to see these teams. Let's go for the recommendation! Alright, I'm gonna show you the first recommendation. This show is very, very popular in China. It's really, really popular, by the way, in the Donghua community. This show is really, really popular. By the way, you can watch most of this on YouTube. There's like YouTube channels that post hundreds episodes of these. You can basically watch all of them on YouTube. That's how accessible they are. This one is called Battle Through the Heaven. And it's a really popular one. So, TLDR, the series involves this guy. His name is Xiao Yan. And one day he found a mysterious ring. And inside the mysterious ring, there is a powerful alchemist Oji-san. And this Oji-san's like, hey, I'm gonna teach you magic. I'm gonna teach you how to cultivate. And then he goes on an adventure, meets friends, and also to restore his family's honor. Because people don't like him, because he's weak. In this kind of story, if you're weak, if you are weak and you are poor, you are nothing. The rich will always win because they have power. Unless you become super powerful and then you overtake them. So a lot of these anime makes you feel good because like the main character is abused by everybody and then he becomes powerful and then he revenges and then he kills them all and you're like, yeah, that's how you should do it. That's so satisfying. And that's also why I like watching these because it's just so satisfying watching them beat them up. Yeah, and the story is really nice. The character development is nice. The fighting is nice. I would say the season 1 animation isn't that great. By the way, most of Chinese anime is very long. There's like hundreds of episodes. But they're pretty addictive. So you go through a lot of them very fast. Sometimes they are only 5 minutes long. Sometimes they're 20 minutes long. But they're very good. You just want to keep watching it. Yeah, it's like a pretty nice show to download and just watch it. Yeah. And season 1 animation isn't that great, but it's not that boring. Oh, I forgot to mention, guys, that in Chinese donghua, harems are a very normal thing, and you might be asking, Wemiko, I thought you don't like NTR. Well, I don't like it, but like, I just have to accept it. It's basically, it's like a thing. It's like, you know, like. But most of the time, they don't focus on the romance. It's more like the romance is just like at the side. Like, it's just like at the side, you know? Like, it's not really the focus. It's just at the side. You don't really notice it. It's not really that obvious. They focus more on the action, so I don't really mind. Because it's not really the focus. Like, the harem is not... The harems are pretty common. But so is harem in a lot of anime too. But I don't really mind harems. Because they're just harem. And, like, the main character is dense and whatever. Like, it's like... it's okay. Like, it's okay. I thought Wemiko hate harem. I don't like harem, but just because I don't like it, I'm not gonna not watch something that has a lot of potential. Then that'll be not giving the show a chance just because I don't like something. And plus, it's not heavily... And plus, the whole show is not about harems. The harems are... It's not the main focus, so why should I care? But I'm just telling you that there's harems. It's like telling me you watch High School DxD and like you don't want to. It's like telling me you don't want to watch High School DxD because of the harem. What the heck? High School DxD is great. I actually enjoyed the show. But Wemiko, it's harem and it's comedy, but it's funny, and I kind of like it because it's funny. I think like Issei has the ability to like flick, and then like the girls will show panties. Isn't that like pretty funny? I watch it and I laugh and I enjoy it. But Wemiko, there's harem. So what? It's not like he's dating 3 girls at once. Like, so what? It's just a harem, man. Come down and chill, sit down. Like, get your man panties on, man. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's just like, it's just like, it's just an overarching arc that, you know, like a lot of isekai we see, there's a lot of harem. Like, but it's not stopping you from reading it, you know? Just thought I'd say something about, you know, Chinese animation. Anyways, let's go back here. I would say that the Alchemist competition arc is amazing, and the manhwa of this is really, really nice. It becomes really, really good after season 1. So I think it got so popular. There's like a live action of this. It's so good. I think you should really try this one. I definitely recommend you to try. Although the cultivation names might be confusing, but if you like, you know, going on an adventure, meeting new friends, beating up people that bullied you, you definitely should give this a try. A lot of these teams focus on like them being bullied by people and them getting stronger and defeating the people that bullied them and humiliated them. So good. I like the team. It's so satisfying to see when the main protagonist gets so strong that he starts to beat people that bully him. Like, heck yeah! Go for it! The next one I would introduce you is called Soul Land. It's called Duro Daru. There's like 2 names. This is like if Boku no Hero Academia meets Black Clover. It's an isekai story. So this guy, he was a very powerful... Dizzy, thank you so much for the raid! I didn't know Dizzy streamed this early. Thank you for the raid! Thank you for the raid! Thank you for the raid! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the raid! Hello everybody! Thank you so much for the raid! She tried something out. Thank you for the raid! Hello everybody! I'm not Remi, by the way. I'm Wemiko. I am Remilia's alter ego that's talk about anime. And I like to talk about anime. And yeah, and I have a series called Weeb with Wemiko, where we talk about anime. And I have base takes. Unlike anybody else say, I am based. B-A-S-E-D. Based. Yes, Wemiko. That is my name. I am based. Yeah, I have based anime takes. Gad! Hello, sir. That's very skibbity of yourself. Please go back to Ohio. This is not the occasion, okay? Minus 100 aura points. Gummy Girl is hashtag 1 Lumi. Oh, Lumi. Minus 1,000 aura points, man. Go back to Ohio, you skibbity toilet. Thoughts on Danadan? Great show. I actually had a review of fall anime. It's in my previous stream, so do check it out. Yeah. Anyways, welcome guys. We're just talking about Chinese animation, and I did an episode where I talk about 2D Chinese animation. If you like it, you can give it a try. But right now, we're talking about 3D Chinese animation, which is pretty cool. I talked about a little bit about the lore, the terminology. I understand it's a little bit boring for most of you, but if you like, you can stay and hang out with me, and I'll recommend you some great 3D animations that you can give it a watch. Yeah, yippee. So, let us continue, shall we? Alright, class is in session, guys. We were just talking about anime, and I was just telling everybody about how most of these Chinese shows focus a lot about revenge, on how they bully, how most of these guys are being bullied because they're poor or they're half-breed, and that they go on a power, they evolve, they get better, and then they beat the bullies up, and stuff like that. And most of them, so basically, Chinese anime is called Donghua because it's the adaptation of Chinese manhwa. It's heavily connected to Chinese culture with a little bit of fantasy animation. If you played Wukong, you've noticed that Wukong has a lot of things about cultivation, about heaven, about hell, about magic, about demons, and all this stuff. And these are heavily based on Chinese culture. I'm sure Lumi gave you like a whole TED talk about Journey to the West. So yeah, like Journey to the West is like a wuxia, you know, you have demons, you have... She did, yeah! Yes, she did, and I'm just here to recommend you some of these. I'm just here to recommend you Donghua, which is 3D CGI stuff. They're really good. If you watch The White Snake, Nota, and some Netflix 3D movie, it's actually made in China. It's a Chinese animation house. And also, I recommended a lot of really good Chinese 2D animations. Really, really good. Some of them which you might not even know that it's actually Chinese. You might think it's Japanese anime, but no, it's actually Chinese. And you'll be surprised by the quality and the style of it. And it's in my previous stream, so do check it out. But yeah, today I'm gonna talk about 3D ones. And like I said, most of these Chinese donghua, there's a lot of characters finding friends, improving themselves in cultivating. Cultivating meaning they cultivate and they become stronger to become immortal. They want to become immortal, and in order to be immortal, you have to cultivate. And I'll explain a lot of the terms in the early of the stream, so do check it out if you like. Even fighting their siblings? Yeah! They can fight their siblings. They can fight their best friends. Sometimes these siblings hate each other. They can hate you. It's kind of crazy. Like your mother could abuse you and stuff like that. And it's like pretty normal. Peepa, peepa. Oh no, not those again. What do you mean by those? What do you mean by those? Those what? What those? Yeah, and you just have to cultivate to become immortal. And then you have like battle scenes. It's like shonen manga actually. A lot of these donghua are like shonen. They go on an adventure, they fight people who have wronged them, and then they meet a bunch of girls, and then a lot of the girls fall in love with them. And there's like harems and stuff. But some shows don't have harem, but some have harem. And sometimes like the man has like many wives, which is pretty much like a normal isekai. But they're like pretty normal. It's not a huge turn off. I thought Remi hates harem. I don't mind harem, okay? I don't really mind harem because the main lead is clueless. So I like clueless MCs. I don't mind that he has harems. I just don't like NTR, that's it. I just don't like NTR. I just don't like when the guy knows that he's married to 3 women. I just don't like that. And I choose not to watch it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with not watching it. But I don't really mind harem. I actually like some harems, you know? I think some harems are pretty fun. What are some nice harem animes? I like High School DxD. That's a pretty fun anime. I watch Rosario plus Vampire. That's pretty fun. I like Data Life. Pretty nice. Nisekoi is pretty nice. High School of the Dead is pretty nice. Infinite Shadows has... I think Infinite Shadows has harem. Infinite Shadows is nice. Monster Musume is nice. Nyankoi was nice. Yeah, like a lot of these are pretty nice. Oh my god, Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere, that one was great too. Yo, Whoa, the lady has like huge boobies. Crazy. High School of the Dead was nice. Like, I don't know. Nisekoi was nice. Edo Manga Sensei is nice. The world God only knows is nice. What else? I don't know. Most of these, is having a harem a requirement for liking the anime? No! The requirement for liking the anime always has to be the plot. If you like the plot, it's good. Never let the tags ruin you. It's the plot that's very important. Okay? I am based. I like plots. I like anime plots. I don't care if you have fan service. I went through freezing. And freezing is pretty crazy. Like, heavily. But I watched the censored version, so that's fine. But I like the plot because the plot was pretty cool. Like, the story is really cool. It's just that it's a little bit etchy, but like, you know what? It does not disturb me, so it's fine. It does not disturb the plot, it's fine. Like, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, I'll watch for the plot. I'm a simple person. If I read manga and there's R18 scenes, I will just scroll and close my eyes because I don't like it. And I will just scroll. But I will still read the manga if the plot is good. Unless it's NTR, then that's like a really big no-no. Like NTR and cheating is like a big no-no to me. I just can't deal with it, so I just skip it. Anyway, so let me continue. Based anime takes, okay? Based anime takes. I've got the better anime tags. Continue on. Let me continue my Solan. Solan is the story of a man who he's really powerful. He's a powerful ancestor. He's like a very powerful assassin. And then he died and he got isekai'd and he reincarnated in a new world. And he's 6 years old and he learns that he has memories from his past life. So he decided to use that memory to enhance what he knows now. And in this new world, you have something called soul masters, whereby there are spirits and you can use spirits as your familiars. And so he goes through an adventure where he enters an academy. He meets people. He meets friends. There's a lot of really nice character development. It's really nice. And then he meets this group of friends, and then they go to competition, fighting arcs, fight other schools, they improve themselves, they go through a training arc. They go and catch higher level spirits to improve them. I would say watch it for the wowsies, but don't okay, the first half of the story is more about character development. Building the relationship of the characters. Second half of the story is focused mainly on MC. The thing I'm talking about is that I personally didn't like how the author forced a romance plot out of this. It's fine to have romance. It's fine to have harems. But if your harems get in the way of the story, or it focused too hard on a romance that you even forget what he was there for. Like, what is he even there for? It just gets lost in reason. You like totally forgot why he was there in the first place. Cause it's focused too much on the romance. So I would say just watch it for the funsies. Maybe don't watch like the second half of the story. Watch like the first half of the story, and it's pretty good. Like Boku no Hero Academia, you know? Group of friends, they fight, they have different abilities. Pretty cool. I would suggest this one. The fighting is pretty cool. The animation is pretty cool too. Next up. Oh, I want to tell you why I think the fighting scenes and the lore is pretty cool. Is that each person has a attribute. For example, one of the guy, his attribute is a lion. So he was born with a lion. And that is his main attributes. And then another guy, he's born with like a dragon. Or he's born with like a phoenix. So he is very powerful, but the power don't last very long. And in order to get powerful, you have rings. And these rings is what you get from killing spirit animals. The higher the level the spirit animal, the better quality ring you get, so the more powerful you get. Main character has a plant. He's a plant that nobody likes, and he used his brain to think, okay, my attribute is a plant. What if I captured a snake? Snake has poison. Now my plant is poisonous. Wait a minute. What if I capture a spider? Spider can neutralize and stun somebody. Now my plant can neutralize you, can stun you, and can poison you. So he's just pretty smart, you know? And also he like secretly has another plan. So he's like he secretly has another attribute. So he has like 2. Normally people have like 1, but he has like 2. And the other one is a hammer, which is like super powerful and rare. But you know, he hides it away from everybody. But we like to see that. We like to see that. You know, I really don't understand why people go, oh my god, overpowered MC are overrated. Then don't watch it. It's just like anime. There's different folks for different strokes. Anime is created to suit different tastes in people. You can't just tell me, oh my god, I don't like, what are so many overrated MC? Then don't watch it then. Nobody's asking you to watch it. I'm not paying you money to watch it. If you don't like overpowered MC, then don't watch it. Well, I like overpowered MC. I like it when they're overpowered. Feels so good when they're overpowered. What's wrong with that? So yeah. I like isekai. I like overpowered main characters. So more for me. I'm not complaining. More for me. And you know, if there's like a demand, there is more. If you think about it, why is there so many like overpowered MC? Because people like it. If people like it, they do it more then. You know? I just like it. I just like it. It's anime. I like it because it's anime. Next up, I have something special for you. This I highly recommend. If you like sci-fi, you will like this. Sci-fi, post-apocalyptic world, futuristic cultivation. Animation is amazing, by the way. The armor, the character design is amazing, by the way. Story is this guy, his name is Luo Feng. This world has technologies. One day, the world has been hit with a virus that turns humans into mutated creatures. And only warriors can kill them. One day, he discovered an ancient artifact called the Swallow Star. And with that, he You know, he meets friends, forge alliances, and try to defeat the world. It's very futuristic, and every episode the animation just gets way better. So good. I finished the novel because it was amazing. The novel is amazing. The show is amazing. Why is it called a swallow star? Because the guy discovered an ancient artifact called a swallowing star. Oh, my homies hate the virus. Yeah. Yes, all of these are 3D CGI. Don't let the fact that they're 3D CGI, you know, turn you off. These CGI are amazing. They are so good. So good. So good. Yeah, the novel is really highly rated. A lot of people really like it. The novel is really popular. So good. Next we have Throne of Steel. Throne of Steel is basically kind of like watching a boy set out to save the world, and he makes a few friends along the way. It has the same author as Soul Land, Durotalo that I mentioned. I just want to say the quality of this animation is incredible. The world building is great. The female lead is like this super badass, super powerful, and at the same time, his friends, his team are really smart. They all are in their own expertise. They're really smart. This is more like a RPG system than a cultivation system. There's like power levels. The music is great. The development is great. The storyline is great. The action is great. There's like this magic system with levels. The higher the level, the stronger you are. So our main protagonist, he wants to become higher level. So he wants to become stronger. So it's his way to become stronger to save the world. So I really recommend you this one. It's great. You should give it a try. Also, all of these shows are available on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube. The next show I want to show you is called Renegade Immortal, not the Renegade song. This story is this guy. His name is Wang Ling. He has loving parents, but everybody hates him because he's a nobody and he's poor. And people hate him. And you know what? You know what? He says, you know what? If people hate me, I will kill them. The MC, he will not hesitate to kill people who wants to hurt him. He has a lot of enemies. And he's like an asshole. He's super cunning. He's merciless. He's like... But the thing about I like this show is that he's not overpowered. And sometimes he loses some battles. Sometimes he wins some battles. One time, he scammed a bunch of cultivators and stole off their treasures. Because he hates them. Like, that's it. Because he just hates them. Like, he has a desire for vengeance. He just want to kill people. Great one. I recommend you this one. I like it because it's very refreshing. He just hates everybody. And is really cunning. Next one is one of the better cultivation ones out there. It's really popular, by the way. It's called An Immortal's Journey to Immortality. Or A Mortal's Journey to Immortality. The story is about this guy. His name is Han Li. Okay? He is this normal dude who one day learns about the path of immortality. And then he does not have any hidden power. He's not overpowered. He just found a way to become immortal, and he relies on himself, his effort on himself. And throughout his journey, he meets people. And when he meets people, he gets relationships with them, like friends. Like, he becomes friends with the people. And then they focus a lot of his growth. It's like a very slow letter. Very slow pace. Really nice. Very good animation. Fight scenes are very good too. And he has no issues killing people. He hides his powers because he wants to become stronger. It's not some like stupid or dense teenager. No. He's really smart, really cautious. He wants to become stronger. And it's pretty relatable when I first read the novel, like I cried a few times. Because he is the way he is. And he wants to become stronger. And then you just get really attached to like his progress. And you just really want to cheer him up, you know? Yeah. So I definitely recommend you. It's nice to watch. Next we have something called The Perfect World. The Perfect World is about a world with... It's like a typical world with magic powers and stuff like that. And the reason why I like this is because I like the MC. He don't take shit from anybody. He goes through a lot of stuff that shapes his personality. Basically, you know, this is like the typical story where he is destined to become one of the strongest in the universe to create a perfect world. It's like a typical revenge family plot. But they do a lot. They do a lot about world building. And I like it because when he is younger, he's very pure. But then he sees so much shit that has come across that he became the person who he is now. And he wants revenge. He wants to kill the people who have wronged him. And it's really endearing. Also, by the way, the animation of this is insane. The animation is insane. So good. The animation is so good. You'd be in awe when you watch Chinese animation, like the 3D, and you'd be like, is this really 3D? This is so... Guys, this is so different from, like, Japanese anime 3D. Like, Japanese anime 3D is pretty bad. This one is, like, insanely good. Like, insane. You're like, is this even CGI? This is crazy. Like, Japanese 3D, D is pretty cringe. Pretty bad. Chinese 3D Dongman is insane. Like semi-realistic, yeah. Japanese are god tier at 2D. Chinese are really good at 2D too. You have to watch the ones I recommend you. In my previous stream, I recommend you a bunch. So good. They're like keeping up now. Like all of these Chinese animation 2D are like keeping up now. They're like slowly getting better and getting better and getting better. One really popular one is Link Click. You probably see it a lot of places. That's Chinese and you'll be like, oh, what? Thought it was Japanese. No, it's Chinese. So good. We just have to give it a try. So good. Anyways, I like this because you get to see the character grow from a child to an adult, and you see him improve himself, and he grows from every experience he has, and it's like a martial arts kind of a thing. It's really endearing, really nice to see. I really like shows like this. Recommend you. How do you watch this? You can watch this on YouTube. They're all on YouTube. It's all on YouTube. You can watch it. Next, we have something different. It's called Linglong Incarnation. It's a post-apocalyptic world whereby there's like genetic engineering, so humans mixed with monsters. For example, like the story is like in the distant future, the human world is overpopulated, and then suddenly earthquakes happened across the world and humanity was demolished. And now left with only a bunch of surviving humans. It's very similar to Berserk. Gantz? Shinsekai Yori? Something like that. Post-apocalyptic world, mechas, cults, it's very gory. A lot of gore. It's pretty rough, but it's really good. The CG is really well done too. The CGI is very well done. The story is very refreshing. The monsters are good. The gears, the world building is great. It gets better slowly. The beginning is a little rough to watch, but give it like a few episodes and it's really, really good. Of course I watched this. I wouldn't watch it if I don't recommend you. Of course I watch it. So it's like a world apocalyptic one. Okay, the last one I want to recommend you is not CGI. It's actually puppet art. I know I've recommended this once, but I'm gonna recommend it again. It's called Thunderbolt Fantasy. It's actually a traditional puppet theater with amazing storytelling. I keep recommending people that this is great. It's follow a group of warriors. They have different powers, and then they fight people. It's so good. It's puppet, but it's so good. The animation is crazy. Yeah, I definitely recommend. Give it a watch. Give it a try. The songs are great. Everything is great. And with that, these are the 3D animation I recommend. You might ask me, Wemmy, there's like a lot more. Why didn't you recommend those? Because I don't think those are good. So I only recommend you stuff that I think is good. Xianxia or wuxia. This is more wuxia plus magic. There's not really a lot of cultivation. It's more magical. It's Shenhuan. It's Shenhuan, which is like wuxia and stuff. So these are the ones that I recommend you because I think these are great. The others are just okay. Some of them started out great but end really bad. These are the safe ones. So I recommend you to really try to give them a watch. My motto is if you never try it, you'll never know. Some people might go, not a huge fan of 3D. And then they watch one of these and go, my god, the plot is actually really good. I might be able to get into 3D. And some people go like, but it's Chinese animation. Has Chinese animation ever been good? And then they watch it and go like, oh my god, this is so different than what I've expected. This quality is better than anime. Like Japanese anime. You know? If you never try it, how would you ever know? Do not judge something unless you watched it already. If you watched it and then you judge and give your opinion, sure. But don't judge it before even watching it. So yeah, these are like my recommendations for you. I just wanted to... Because I really like... I'm gonna do Korean one soon. I'm gonna do a Korean series where I introduce you Korean manhwas and Korean animes that you should watch. But this was just the Chinese one, and then I'll recommend you some movies for you to watch. And I would like to say, please give it a try. They are pretty good. And sometimes it's good to expand your horizon. Yeah. So these are all of my recommendations. And I hope you learned something. Did you watch the Perfect World movie? Not yet. I will recommend you more stuff. Yeah. I have a lot. We're gonna talk about anime, Japanese anime too. We're gonna talk about different genre and I'll recommend you different... Maybe I should do an anime where I recommend you good harem animes that you should watch. Or like good healing animes that you should watch. Or we could talk about different characters. Or we could talk about cute girls doing cute things. Because I feel like whenever people talk about anime, they expect anime to be like action, shonen. And then when they watch something like cute girls doing cute things, go like, I think anime is a little bit boring. It's just like so slice of life. There's no action. Well, I mean, it is slice of life. There's always a struggle for different folks, okay? Anime is not made to please one person. It's made for everybody. There's different genres for different people. And I love cute girls doing cute things. And I love slice of life. And I like a good comedy. Yeah. Sometimes simple anime is the best anime. And I just get so sad because they all get buried because of popular anime that aren't really even good. Wemiko, what's your favorite sports anime? I like Inazuma 11. I like Prince of Tennis. It's pretty good. I like sports. Hajime no Ippo? That's pretty good too. What else? Yeah. Captain Tsubasa. What is Captain Tsubasa? Oh, wait a minute. Is it the... Oh! Oh, I've watched this before. Ah, it's the football one. Ooh, I liked it. I liked it. I love you. I like it. It's really good. Ice Shield is pretty good. Okay, we're not. We can talk about that in the next episode. So, yeah. I'm going to end today's stream. I hope you guys learned something and hope you guys can give it a try. I won't be here for 2 weeks, but I'll make sure that when I come back, we have a lot of fun talking about anime. So thank you for coming with Weeb with Wemiko. I hope you had a lot of fun. And I hope you have a good day, a good sleep. And let's talk very soon. Bye-bye. Peace out.